On this episode, we're going to talk about the latest moves LinkedIn is doing and what brands should do to keep up with those changes.
With so many different platforms,
Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter,
and their purposes evolving daily, navigating social media can be, well, complicated. Welcome to the Social Media Sucks podcast from Cubco.
Social media really sucks.
Where we unpack the latest trends and help remove the suck from social media.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Social Media Sucks podcast. You're tuning in for a dose of marketing and to get what's happening in the ever-changing social media landscape. And the evergreen piece of content we have here is actually green also today.
I am evergreen. I am the definition of evergreen, you guys.
It is Chris Cobbeners.
I'm always ranking on the SEO. Always doing good on YouTube. That's
exactly.
me. Yeah.
And then we have, let's get a close-up for Andy Damian, our lead strategist here at Cubco. Welcome, you guys.
Hey guys, welcome.
Always a pleasure having you. And then let's
Thanks.
just get into it. So what do you expect from LinkedIn on TikTok? Because hopefully I can bring you guys up to date. LinkedIn has now launched a new campaign on TikTok where they are catering into this career talk on TikTok. And their goal is to raise the employment in amongst UK youth. So
UK youth.
Is it just
UK youth? Yeah, I think so. Mostly British. That's the target, at least. That's what I read.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, that's what I read. I mean,
But is that because of their Irish hub?
I think
or is that more like in Britain, or is that like,
Maybe it's a branding move.
yeah, I think it's more because employment
their
is
UK
kind
hub. Or
of
their
down in the
Irish.
British segment from
Okay.
16 to 24 year olds, and they wanna prep
Raise
the UK
more.
youth for the workforce and and jobs in the early.
I think it
years.
makes sense, and I think a lot of
Yeah.
brands are like, need this. Like, so many brands come to us and they're having a hard time finding young talent because young talent either want to be freelancers or they want to work for a cool, cutting edge company.
Yeah.
And there's a lot that are like, these sort of more traditional companies, maybe older age companies that are having a hard time attracting young talent.
Yeah.
So they need to do something. And obviously LinkedIn is like, hey, we're going to use a competing platform that has that young audience.
Yeah.
So it makes sense.
But is it a competing platform? I don't think so, and that's why I think it's such a smart move from LinkedIn to like go on TikTok and like, hey, we exist, by the way. You want to register?
I think anything that's competing for your attention. I mean, I
That's
think that's
true.
why Netflix is like, our biggest competitor is sleep. Like, okay, Netflix, you crazy motherfuckers. But I think that's like, because that's stealing people's attention is sleep.
that's true. That's true.
So I think that's that's the same with LinkedIn. They have Facebook as a competitor. They might not say that in board meetings or in like company meetings. Oh, Facebook is or TikTok is our competitor, but it is.
It's just another platform.
It
It's not
is.
necessarily like a competitor, but it's another social
There was
media
there was
platform.
job ads on.
Yeah.
I mean, TikTok had a campaign where people had job ads up. They're specifically for job advertising on TikTok.
what?
You don't remember this? You know,
No.
I forget which. There was a pilot project where there was a bunch of bigger U.S. employers that were looking for younger talent, and what it did was it allowed you to apply directly within
From
TikTok.
the video. Wow.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
smart.
You applied with a video. Like, so
Okay.
that was a program
Makes
that they
sense.
ran, I would say almost 2 years ago now, maybe 18 months
Wow,
ago.
I haven't seen that campaign.
You haven't seen it? Yeah, it was. I don't know if it was super successful because they didn't let anybody else into the program.
You
inquired.
applied?
No, I didn't apply. I inquired for some other customers, thinking that this might be a thing we could provide them with.
Yeah.
In terms of service, but they weren't letting anybody else in.
Oh
Okay.
man.
So
Interesting.
in terms of a competitor,
I don't know,
TikTok
you-
is there,
I
man.
mean, it's
You
good
kind of have-
branding for LinkedIn also, just to be on that platform and then,
Yeah.
tapping into the community. I mean, that's what we have at least advise other brands, our clients to do, just tapping in and build that awareness around their brand. It's good for.
Yeah, I think that's some point, and I think it's just like a brave move.
Yeah, I mean, Facebook is on YouTube, and
Yeah.
same with LinkedIn.
Is Facebook on Twitter?
Yeah, Facebook's on Twitter.
Yeah.
They have to be. I mean, they're taking,
Yeah.
and same with LinkedIn. LinkedIn's
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Twitter. I mean, everybody's on everything nowadays. I feel like they kind of can't ignore it.
No, they can't. I don't think so either. And
But-
then I think like also the execution is very much on point. That
I
like
mean,
they don't.
TikTok is hardcore on LinkedIn.
Yeah, that's true.
They do a ton of stuff
Yeah.
on LinkedIn, a ton. So I mean, there's no problem. Everybody's in bed with everybody.
Also, when they were like sort of selling, when they were selling in the US, wasn't it actually Microsoft who wanted to buy TikTok?
It was Oracle.
Oracle. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went through. I think that was all for a show.
Yeah.
Yeah, just to calm down the US market.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But otherwise, I think the execution is on point. It's very nice that they went with like an influencer first approach, and they don't try to actually bring their boring employees over and get them to create content. But I think
LinkedIn, don't bring your boring.
no, I'm just joking. But I think actually this leads me to, the fact that wasn't actually LinkedIn actually acquired or hired the head of creative solutions from TikTok or something like that, I think. So there was a career change or a move that initiated this whole campaign, I think.
Power shift.
Yeah.
Okay.
Interesting. But speaking of, let's tap into more LinkedIn, what they're up to. They're also getting in this creative space and the more creator mode that's now on LinkedIn, where they have opened up some features. Would you guys want to elaborate on how brands should reconsider their LinkedIn strategy, given now there's like a lot more features available?
Yeah, I mean, to be honest, I don't know, because I don't think like that these features will mean huge differences for the brands. I think it's because these are mainly meant for creators and for further empowering people to create content and put content out there. But to be honest, like not even for the people who are putting out content, I'm not sure if it's worth it for them to switch to a creator profile.
Yeah, that's the thing. What kind of creators are on LinkedIn?
I mean, there are multiple people who are like doing content for LinkedIn on an almost professional level. So I think there are some features that are great, like the newsletter and the live feature is great for people who want to go all in on LinkedIn. But otherwise, as soon as you go into creator mode, you would have to switch your connect button for a follow button. And of course, that has positives to it and negatives as well, because I think there is a maximum capacity of maybe 2,000 connections or 1,000 or something like that. You have a maximum capacity on connections.
35 or something.
Yeah, you have a maximum.
Somebody let us know in the comments, what is the max amount of connections you can have on LinkedIn? I think it's around 35,000 or something like that, or 40,000, and then you can only follow.
Yeah, and then I think that's what the creator mode is actually solving. Plus, it's providing you with this feature of you can now go live on LinkedIn.
Yeah.
But
I switched to the follow mode.
You did?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because but I still get
you don't
a lot
want
of
people like
requests.
sending you connection requests.
No, they can.
Like
of course they can, but I very rarely accept them, and it's not like people will probably in the comments, or people will probably be like, why? Of course, like people are trying to connect with you and do business. And that's the point. And it's a free, but a large amount of people are just recruiters trying to, or just salespeople. Like they're just literally trying to sell me offshore development, or they're trying to just, do some sort of partnership with me, which I don't have an interest in. Like I usually get partners together when I have a particular need. When I have an issue, I will reach out to the marketplace and find somebody to help me with something. So it's very rare that I actually accept connection requests, unless it's somebody that am doing business with, like literally like a client or an employee or a potential partner.
Yeah.
So.
Have you ever been sort of like headhunted ever since you're a CEO? Did anyone try to bring you in? That would have been like so funny.
No, I can't remember anything. I have had I've had a lot of people try to sell me social media services, which is quite funny. Like, hey, does your brand needs to be in social media? I'm like,
how kind of you.
It's like, what? Have you looked at what I do for a living? Yeah. It's like asking a mechanic, hey, did you need your car fixed? It's like, that's what I do, man. So I've had a lot of that, which is quite interesting. Yeah. But
do you have any advice for brands? Just top of mind. If they can utilize,
I think you should really be leery of the newsletter function. I mean, the problem is like platforms change, and people have argued that, well, I can have an augmented sort of thing to have my newsletter in LinkedIn as well, and how's that different than anything else? And for the most part, I kind of agree, but at the same time, I'm like, I don't really want to be beholden to that platform for my newsletter. Like, we often talk about first party data, like it's very valuable. And
Yeah.
and having a really strong, even though we're a social agency, like having a really strong email marketing base is really, it's gold. It's worth its weight in
Yeah.
gold. Like, and I think that you're sacrificing that ownership for having it on LinkedIn. And
Yeah.
I have so many newsletter requests that like I don't accept any of them because I don't have time to read your newsletter. Like,
Yeah.
I got time to read our newsletter, and that's it, because ours are the best. But and a couple others I really like. There's a few, I won't mention them here, but there's a few really great.
Competitors, no.
No, they're not competitors. They're just like they're not relevant for you guys.
No, but
Okay, business douche.
no, but I think the newsletter point that you're making is really great because I had actually one of my favorite clients reaching out asking about the feature and if they should hop on it, and I was saying the exact same thing, that I don't think it's a good idea because of the exact same reasons you just pinpointed, and also like if you already have a newsletter feature running on email, why would you want to come over to LinkedIn and let LinkedIn basically cannibalize your efforts that are otherwise
And
sort of angled towards
Why
getting
would you
people to sign
increase
up?
your workload?
Yeah.
Now you're doubling it because you want to reach more people.
Yeah.
And what's not to say that LinkedIn was like, you build all this newsletter up, it's 1 million people, 500,000, maybe even 100,000.
Then LinkedIn is like, no.
Then LinkedIn is like, oh, do you really want to reach these 100,000 people? We're going to have to get you to pay for that now. And
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
what? What are you talking about? Like, I spent all this time building this out. So,
Plus also there was LinkedIn stories. Like if there is not a wide enough audience on the feature, they would also
Close
just
it down.
they would just
Yeah.
close it down. Like imagine like all the companies that went like 100% in on LinkedIn stories. It's hard for me to imagine a company like that because I don't think anyone did it.
No.
But yeah, they can anytime just close features.
yeah, and then you're stuck.
Yeah.
And you have to pull them
Yeah.
over to another platform, and you have to see if you can even do that.
Yeah.
So, for example, and this is a clear example from the real world, like LinkedIn events came out, and they used to have a feature where you could actually download the list of people who signed up for the
Yeah.
event and then pop those into your event management system or CRM. They do not allow that now. So
Really?
anybody
They removed that?
It's
New
all gone.
privacy.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so
restriction,
I
right?
can't match up two pieces of data if I have people signing up on an event page and also signing up on LinkedIn. I can't cross-reference the data and see who's actually coming
Yeah.
and who's not. So it's like really forcing me to look at, should I even do LinkedIn events
Yeah.
because I can't pull the data. I can't see shit.
Yeah.
Like I can't even create a guest list. I would have to do the guest list within LinkedIn and like look who signed up. It's
But wait.
completely
Aren't there
stupid.
Aren't there some like gray hat methods to do these things? Like LinkedIn is like super, or at least at one point it
But
was
why
super
should I-
airy
why do I
about
have
like
to- why do I have to break terms of service? Why do I have to break
True.
the terms
True.
of service
true.
to get some data that I think is crucial to actually run my event properly? Because now I have no idea who the hell is showing
Yeah.
up, and I can't download a list. I'm literally like, and that's the point of a guest list. People signing up saying I'm attending.
Yeah.
So now you have to actually
Now I can't do shit. You can't
Yeah.
literally cannot do shit. You have to look at the attendees list and like write it
cross-reference.
down.
Yeah.
Like, oh, let's go
An
back to
Excel sheet, yes.
1991, but probably further, 1881. No, I don't know what the hell I'm saying.
Yeah.
But pen and paper. That's where we're going back to.
Rock, paper, scissors.
What do you guys think?
I think the live, though, let me just finish
Yeah,
this.
yeah,
I
of
think the
course,
live is a really good feature. And we've seen huge success with some customers
Yeah, that's true.
doing the LinkedIn live. And if they open that up to more companies, they're opening it up to more creators. But if they open it up to also company pages, I think it's a very solid activation. We've seen
Yeah.
some
But
great
what
things
kind
come
of
from that.
efforts do you think companies then will have to consider before jumping into LinkedIn Live?
They really have to have good presenters. I mean,
Yeah.
that's the thing. I mean,
Media
most
trained
companies,
people.
most companies, they don't realize what kind of training is actually needed to
That-
hold an audience
Yeah,
for
a moderator, right?
half an hour, 15, 20 minutes. Most also schedule them to be too long, like an hour-long live stream. It's way too long. Like
What's the optimal length in your opinion?
15.
15, 20 minutes max. Just in and out. Have a good topic that's like you've planned it out. You have points where you're checking in with the audience, engaging with that audience, thanking them. Having a good flow for when you do go live, because there's always you're waiting for people to get into the room sort of thing. Like you're waiting for people to join the live. There's always a dead silence sort
Yeah.
of thing. So you have to have a plan for that. You have to plan for post promotion, pre-promotion, even mid-promotion, like right when you go live, going out to your other platform saying, hey, we're going live right now on LinkedIn. Please join us. Click this link. It's a ton of like small little things along that checklist that you're just like, okay, we better nail these things. But the media training, I think, is really key because it is
the host
different.
is breaking it or making
and
it.
It's different media training than doing like media down at the television, taking an interview with somebody or doing a PR interview like on a newspaper. It's totally different. You have to engage with a live audience. Like, welcome back. Is anybody from Sweden? Is anybody from Croatia? Give us your likes in the comment. Give us some comments below. Like, it's a totally...
You would be a great host. Why are we not having any LinkedIn lives?
Because we don't have the feature. I've applied so many times.
Really?
Yes. LinkedIn, if you're listening,
It's a close club.
show us some love.
After you just
the
trash talk
breaking voice, the breaking voice, though, like
Show us some love. We just want the live. Just give it to us. We've been asking a long time.
Okay.
2 years, 3 years. Ever since the feature came up. I've been asking.
I thought it's super easy to get the approval.
Not if you're Chris.
Not if you're Chris Cabernet,
Shut it down.
most hated man on LinkedIn.
Okay, but you, what roles do you guys see LinkedIn playing in the social media sphere here in 2022?
I think it's going to continue playing the same role as it does at the moment.
You don't think the creator mode will set fire to anything?
Not really.
No?
I don't think
I
so.
don't see it happening. No,
I
I don't think so.
I think we just had a very interesting discussion just right before the podcast with Chris about the quality of the content, and I'm in a slightly different opinion than Chris. I think maybe the content is going to improve on LinkedIn going forward.
Yeah.
And I'm hoping that I will manage to keep my end of LinkedIn clean and not oversaturated.
Yeah.
Yeah, what I mean is that, like, of course, what we also talked about is that there is like an ever increasing amount of content coming to the platform, and everything is just becoming overly self-promotional, which is quite tiring to look at, to be honest.
Yeah, I think every platform needs to open up the gates on organic.
Yeah.
Right now, this second. That's why they're getting their ass handed to them by TikTok, in my opinion, is that people see that when I post something on TikTok, it reaches people. Pure and simple.
Yeah.
And LinkedIn has an issue. Like, they're all capping. Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, Snapchat, they're all capping reach simply for money.
Imagine,
like short-term success on the money side, which is fine. You got to run a business. I get that. Like, I'm running a business too. But the problem is that what they're seeing is this exodus for attention elsewhere. And that's going to continue to plague them unless they say, okay, we want to compete on the same metrics. When I post a video on LinkedIn, it gets not even close to the same amount of views as if I post on nothing on my TikTok, which has no followers at all. Right? So it makes zero sense. I've got 15,000 followers on LinkedIn. I reach 2% of that.
Wow.
Post. It's like, why?
Yeah.
Why?
It's crazy.
Why, LinkedIn? Why? Why?
Well, they should invest. I mean, that's what you talked about in previous episodes also. If the other platforms really want to compete, for instance, Instagram, if they don't want to be the dead media soon and lose their business to TikTok, they have to kind of invest in organic reach. So people want to create more and come back and get that kind of rush from posting and
they want
exposure. Right?
Yeah, exactly. They want to. If somebody's following you, you want to reach them.
Yeah.
Like that's
what
pretty basic. Like, people have spent time, like, I'm not gaming the system. I'm not trying to like fuck with the algorithms and get my content out to see more people. Like, it's simple. Like, I've gained connections of people who want to see my content. A lot of people follow me. Let them see my content.
Yeah.
And then let them decide. Like, this whole algorithmic bullshit of like, really releasing it to a very small percentage of people that may or may not click with it,
or
is like, come on, guys.
Or just make 2 separate feeds, one for discovery and one for
who you follow. Exactly like what TikTok has done.
did. Yeah.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
The concerning part is I never check
following.
I'm only on the For You page.
True. Yeah.
But
So
that's
maybe
also
that was
why.
screwed
But
up.
that's also maybe why.
Force of habit, maybe.
But also, like, I think TikTok is always suggested that this is like the primary way of using the platform for discovery of content, I think.
Yeah, they want you to discover.
Yeah.
They're going to start. So LinkedIn start you in discovery mode. Then you can go over to who you're following.
Yeah.
It's a little like Sales Navigator is that.
Yeah.
Sales Navigator, I'm only seeing those who I've put into my Sales Navigator as leads that I want to follow, right? So that I'm getting up to date on those specific leads.
Yeah.
So do the same with the LinkedIn feed.
Could be
Have
cool.
a discovery,
Yeah.
which you automatically get put into, and your connections.
Should we pitch it? To
Just
LinkedIn?
did.
I think
Just did.
Send this
LinkedIn, if
recording
you're
to
listening,
LinkedIn.
Yeah.
A lot
This
of
is
hate.
the feature that you need in 2022: a Discover feed and a My Connections feed.
That
Do
would
it
be
now.
so awesome.
There we go.
Interesting.
Vote in the comments below. Do you want to see a Discover feed and a Connections feed in LinkedIn? Let us
Should
know.
we make a poll post about it on LinkedIn?
Yes, we should. We're gonna do that right
Tomorrow.
now.
Maybe do that in the release of this episode, actually.
Yes.
But thank you guys for tuning in. Let me recap. LinkedIn is now on TikTok for a campaign to employ more young British people, and we think that's actually quite smart of them to tap into that community. And Career Talk that we encourage our own clients to jump on these trends and tap into these niche communities, and also just for brands utilizing the new features, we think they should definitely be careful with the newsletter feature. Wait a little, check it out. Maybe the function will be shut down, or there's some data that you can't drive out, as we have experienced with LinkedIn events, for instance. But the new live feature is definitely something brands should leverage when you can. But there's a different, Chris's advice was to plan it out. There's a lot of multiple steps, pre, during, and after. But some media training is definitely important to cap your audience attention when you use the live feature. And then for LinkedIn to stay relevant and maybe shift out their new roles in 2022, they should develop a separate page, like similar to TikTok, for people to discover and connect separately when they use the
I
platform.
think that's a good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think so too,
Let
actually.
us-
Nice recap, Ooh.
Thank
yeah,
you,
it was
guys.
an awesome recap.
Thank
Boom.
you. So here you have it, our take on what LinkedIn is up to. And please subscribe, leave your feedback, your comment, your likes, your dislikes with us to get a chance to win a $100 gift card to Amazon. We still have a lot of those in the mix. Olivia Bossman, she won the last one.
Yes.
She won. Actually, it's
Olivia, if you're listening or watching, please DM us.
She hasn't DM'd.
I don't think so.
Okay,
DM us. We miss you.
maybe we lost her. As
Should we just find her on Facebook or LinkedIn?
Yeah.
And
We'll
just,
find
write
her.
connect with her on LinkedIn and see
Yeah.
if she responds.
I'll find her.
Yeah. Thank you guys for listening, and stay tuned for the next one. Bye.
Adios.
Bye.
This has been the Social Media Sucks Podcast.